What's up? We're gonna get started here in a little bit, but today I will be cleaning. We're about to get started here. This is my stud muffin right here. He's gonna get a clean new bun. This is a banana cinnamon inchy. I like to call him my stud muffin. He has produced some really cool babies, even a paradox. And I'll show you all the animals that he has produced so far with me. So I love him. He goes well with a lot of stuff. So we'll get started here in a little bit. All right. I'm going to put you guys over there. Okay. So on how I like to do my cleaning, I like to start this end. Let me show you where you guys can see. I like to start over here and work my way all the way over here when I clean. Yes, I have a big girl rack system. I'm working on trying to get more levels. But that's usually how I like to start. This is like a two-parter. So Monday I get started, do one side, and if I have enough tubs, I'll do a little bit of this side and then over there. But from pretty much here over here is 2 days, and then this is another day. So when I get over here, I only got 4 tubs to swap out. And then Wednesday, I will swap out the additional remaining tubs that I have left. Hey, what's up, Kat? Is that Catherine? What's up, Catherine? So today we're just gonna be cleaning. So every 2 weeks, I will clean because I love to have clean animals, clean environments. And then don't worry, we're gonna get to these over here, if y'all can hear me. We'll also clean out these babies as well. We'll just go ahead and knock these out real quick. So, I'm gonna bring you guys closer so you guys can check them out. And let me guys show you the father. You're scared of snakes, huh? So this is the father. This is a banana cinnamon inchy. All right, really cool. He has produced a lot of cool stuff for me. I can't be more than happy with him. Really awesome. And then this is the mother, which is a super inchy Mojave blackhead. Sorry, I had to think about that real quick. Pairing her up with Kai was awesome. All right. She was also a first-time mom, so she did a really good job. So I'm in the processing of getting her back up to size so we can get more of them. But let me show you guys the babies. Fooled you. Nothing in the bins for right now. I won't be using that bin. Okay, that's going to be a dirty bin. We'll use this one. So with my babies, I like to just use paper towels and a water dish. Something bare bones. So right here, we're going to take the water dish, we're going to take the bin label, stick it like that. We're going to put it back in the exact same spot. Let me show you this blackhead Inchy Mojave. Maybe blackhead as well, but I definitely see the blushing of the Mojave. Then the Inchy. They all have to have an Inchy. That's the common trait. But look how beautiful this baby is. Still working up on getting her up to size. She has 3 good meals in her. I wait until they're at least 100 grams. But this one's really cool. This is K2. The first one was K1. But this is just a cinnamon Inchy. Alright. But I'll show you why I really like the cinnamon Inchy. So, this is a really cool dark one. And we're going to start getting into the cool ones. Put the dirty bins. So I like to create a dirty pile, and then when I get cleaning, I just take it from the dirty pile and all that. All right, this is K3. I don't know if you guys may have saw, but she might have striked at me. I'm not 100%. This is K3. Hey, baby. Now, I don't mind getting bit. I just don't like to. Hey, can I show you off? So if you guys want to see. Now, I'm not trying to intentionally have her strike at me, but I'm just going to boop her head. Yes, I do have a dog. She's a silver lab. And she's only probably like 9 months old now at this point. But yes, if you hear a dog barking in the background, it is her. This is a super Inchy. Since they both had Inchy in the pairing. So this is a super Inchy. And then I also have a Husky as well. She may bite me when I put her back in the bin. She is hungry. All right, so I'm going to try to feed her today. Let's have you go back in there. So that's a super Inchy. That is K number 3. We're going to get another 3 out. I usually feed every Thursday, but my supplier had to go out of town for a show. So did y'all ever go to the Southern East Reptile Expo? Because I did not. I hear it was a really good show. I heard Snake Discovery was there. I don't know if that's true, but I read on social media she was there, and I saw a picture of her, so Really, really awesome. All right, so this is K number 4. So what K number 4 is, it's a super inchy Mojave. I believe she's a Mojave. But check this. I have not sexed them. I mean, if I'm saying girl or boy, I have not sexed them yet. I like to wait till they're at least 100 grams. But this is a super inchy Mojave. And what I've heard about the Mojave, it will act a little bit of purple. So like this brown, I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but it's kind of like a very dark purple or a brown with a purple tint. And these are like kind of purplish right here. Really awesome baby. She has also, or he has also had 3 males. So this is where it's going to start getting very interesting. This is K5. So what's really cool about the cinnamon inchy complex is it acts like a super. They are a lilac. So you're going to get different colors with cinnamon inchy. So this is a banana cinnamon inchy, maybe Mojave, but I'm pretty confident this is a banana cinnamon inchy. So there's pictures on my social media when they're babies. I gotta do a before and after photo. But these patterns, they were orange. Now they are white, which is really cool. So as they get bigger, that white's gonna come through. But as you see right here, hey, move your face. That's what the color of the pattern was, is that orange. But this is a banana cinnamon inchy. Also had 3 good meals. Sorry about the dog again. This is case 6, and these are all siblings. So the same thing as her sibling. Okay. Same thing, exact same morph, banana cinnamon inchy, but really awesome. All right. Now, get ready for this one. I'm really looking forward to show you guys this one. This one's really cool. I'm gonna grab a pen. Another routine. Put a paper towel in. I don't think you guys are ready for this one. All right. I'm gonna give a little tease right there. Now this one is also going under a change as well. So this is K7. Check this out. All right. So you remember how I was telling you guys that the cinnamon inchy will act like a super? So I believe this is a cinnamon inchy Mojave. So the reason why I say Mojave, so if you guys ever seen like a super Mojave, which is another form of bell, their head would be kind of a grayish purple like what's happening right now with her head. And I don't know how well it's going to pick up on camera, but as you see in the middle of the pattern, oh, right there, see how it's turning white? Her patterns are going to turn white as well. Same thing on this side. But she is starting to show a little bit of yellow. So this might be, oh, is that a freckle? This might be another form of a banana, cinnamon, inchy, maybe Mojave. All right. So really cool. She's also had, or he had 3 good meals, but this is really cool as well. Patterns are starting to turn white, so as she gets bigger, the color will start getting more vibrant. Really beautiful baby right here. And I'll show you guys what's in here in the incubator. I'm gonna move that to the side. I'm not gonna do much with these guys because I already swapped them out. Their paper towel yesterday. But who wants to see a box full of bells? Box full of bells. Look at these bells. I'm gonna try not to drop them, but it's a box full of bells. They're coming up on their shed, but look at all these bells. I'm gonna put them back so I don't stress them out too much because they can't see right now. But box full of bells. So, like I said, I'm not gonna do much with these guys today because they already got a new paper towel. But they all came out of the egg. So we're just gonna lock them back up. And now it's time to go through the rack system. All right, so I need a cup. Let me see this one. All right, so I'm not gonna clean Caroline, but let me go ahead and show you. Please don't bite me. So future mom coming up as well. She is in blue, and what I mean by in blue, she is getting ready to shed. All right, so I'm not gonna clean her out. All right, so she is kind of dull right now, but I'm not gonna clean her out. Usually if they're in blue, I am not gonna do anything with them until they shed, but we'll jump right into this one right here. So we're gonna grab a bin. I'm gonna actually grab another paper towel. Put that right there for now. What's up? I see you. How are you guys doing today? All right. So, with this one, I'll let you guys see them. This might be a super pastel. Where's my bin? So everyone cleans their animals differently. All right. I'm just going to show you how I do it. I live in South Carolina, so it's always humid here. So I got my big block of Repta chip. Let me move that closer. And I like to crumble it all up. Just right about there. Let me go get her some new water. So, and I will be right back. You guys can keep an eye on her, right? Keep an eye on her. Good job. Thank you for keeping an eye on her. So, when she has a bowl, when they have a bowl like this, I will add about that much wet substrate. Surprisingly, that little substrate goes a long way. All right. You don't want it too much, but you don't want too little. You want just enough. And we're going to stick it back in there. So, I already cleaned the SCOBY. Alright? So, I like to keep the stress level down on my animals. I will stick it back in there. So, it's a familiar smell to them. But check this girl out. I believe she's a super pastel, and I'll show you who I paired with her. But this one was a mystery for me. Here you go, sweetie. Over here. So her name was Sunrise. Actually, no, Sunset, excuse me. I'll show you Sunrise here in a little bit. They look exactly the same. That was Sunset. She's more of my education when I do education shows because she's small, she's easy to handle. Let me go put some more water in this. But with coconut husk, it does expand. All right, so this will be less of a chunk together and expand. All right. 2 clears. Let me move this over here without spilling my drink, so I can have it in arm's length. And basically, it's rinse and repeat, but you guys will get to see. Oh, that was a bad piece of chunk right there. Now I do have Reptichip for sale if anyone needs some reptile supplies. I also have hides, I have heat pads, I also have quarantine/starter kits. Let me show you Sunrise. Now, Sunrise. She's part of the education system as well. So I don't really work on projects. I just do what feels right. But if I did have a project, it would be the Cinnamon Inchy complex, which is really cool. So I do have blue eyes. I have a lot of first-time females that are coming up, and I just want to pair with them and see what cool they got. So this is Sunrise. So just like her sibling. So Sunrise is part of the education. She will not be bred. So really awesome Hannibal snake. Very lengthy. She's getting big, which is awesome. I'm just going to stick her. Oh. Come on. Hi. Let me get rid of that notification. What project are you working on? We're going to do Chloe next. Now, if you look at my shorts, I have them what the genes are. Let's see, Chloe is in a clear. I believe, let me check back real quick. Got it. I believe this is a highway. But all my snake morphs, if you go to my page under shorts, I tell you what they are and how they look. What are you working on? Double hets and triplets. Nice. I don't really work with a whole lot of recessives right now. But that's very cool. I really like the recessive genes, and I do have some hets in my collection. So this is Chloe. She's a highway. So a lot of all of them are on my shorts, but this is Chloe. She has a freckle on her nose, which is really cool. So you work with clowns. Okay, I got some clowns. You got some Pieds. I got some Pieds as well. Is that Desert Ghost and Hypo. So I do have some clowns and I have some Pieds. Y'all keep an eye on her for me. Let me angle her down. And here at Early Project, we like to resource our water. So I'm putting water in this bucket, and then it's going to go into the garden. So I did have a clown clutch. And it was her first time, and it was a first time male. So unfortunately, I lost that clutch. But once I get the female back up to size, I'm gonna try again. Okay. And some of these I've already swapped out, but I will go ahead and swap them out again. But this is Latte. We got Latte coming up. Yes, I named him after a coffee. But as you see, I don't really put a whole lot of humidity in there. That bowl makes up a lot of humidity in that small tub. So my clown parent was a banana clown. No gays in the... we welcome everybody here. But it was a banana clown to a clown. And I lost that clutch. First time male and a first time female. But I will try again. But we welcome everybody. We welcome everybody here in this chat. Ooh, banana butter Enchi pastel female. Ooh. Ooh. I might have to go to your social media afterwards and maybe check that out. All right. So. Oh, sorry. So, sunrise and sunset. This may have been the father, all right? So, I was told when I got the female, they did pair her, but she never went. So, that tells me she was holding back on fertility. So, this may not was English. But this is Latte. So Latte has came a long way. All right. I can't be more than proud of him. So when I first got him, he was skittish. He wasn't bitey. No, he was more scared. And he has came a long way. So this is an Orange Dream Pinstripe. Orange Dream Pinstripe Vanilla. Orange Dream Pinstripe Vanilla. Maybe Inchy. Like again, it's on my shorts. But Latte has came a long way. He used to be really on how he backed up like that. He used to do that all the time when I first got him. But he's done a lot better in the last 4 years since I've had him. I worked with him. I put so many hours working with him. Now he's okay to be handled. So he might be the father, he might not be. Oh, and those sunrise and sunsets, I'm going to show you here. It's not on this side, but I'll show you one of them. But I got an albino out of them. So, and this was not sold. Latte was not sold to me as an albino. So sunrise and sunset might possibly, well, I'm going to say they have to be het for pie, or not pie, het for albino. Because half the siblings came out of albino. So Latte may be het for albino. I'm trying to pair them again. They have not locked or anything. So we're going to keep on trying. So he may be het for albino as well, not 100%. And some of them are in clear tubs, some of them are in gray tubs. Excuse me. Out of all my clutches, that's the only, or clutches, out of all my snakes, that's the only vanilla I have. Okay, thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for the sub. It really means a lot to me. I do have a show coming up. All right, on the 23rd and 24th, I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee. All right, I won't have any animals, so those babies that you just saw over there, they're not going. I want to wait until they're at least 100 grams. But I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm going to bring ReptiChip, hides, heat pads, thermostats, thermometers, and my quarantine/starter kits. So I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee on the 23rd and 24th. So make sure you come out, come say hi. I love meeting everybody. So this is Shadow. And I also have another snake named Sassy. Who can guess what movie they are from? For those that... What's up? Oh, okay. That's cool. Ohio. I like to know where everyone's at. So I have another snake named Sassy. She's not really sassy. But if you can guess the movie... So I got Shadow and Sassy. If you can guess the movie, props to you. So this is Shadow. This is just a banana. He has a freckle on his nose. But this is Shadow. Shadow, he gets a hide. But I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to put it back in. Did I give him fresh water? I think I gave him fresh water. What's up? You're not good with movies. I'll let you guys think about it in the next 2 minutes, and then I'll tell you what movie. Let's just say the younger generation may not know the movie, but all my older folks who were born in the 90s, you probably know which one I'm talking about. I'll give another hint. They go on adventures. It has a dog, 2 dogs, and a cat. Yeah, if you saw the very beginning of the live stream, I have blackheads. So Kira is a blackhead Mojave Super Inchie. So all my K babies over here came from that mother. So she was a first hen mom paired with Kai. Really cool. She produced a lot of cool stuff over here. Where you at, Shadow? There you go, Shadow. So the movie Blackhead Leo. So is Leo another name for leopard? And pastel het pie. So blackhead leopard pastel het pie? That's cool. That's interesting. And I got a box full of bells. Okay. Alright. So the movie was Homeward Bound. A lot of the younger generation probably doesn't know what that movie is. I am showing my age. So, 2 clears. So I am just missing Chance. I'm still trying to find a Chance, and Chance is a black and white dog. Bells always sell. Yep, that's what I'm hearing. So I have a box full of bells over there. So the pairing was a Super Mojave and a Mojave Butter. So all of them were bells. I am not going to do genetic testing on them, but I will give the mother and father. Or was it Mojave and Bamboo? Might have been a Bamboo. But I have everything written down and it's in my office. But this is what I do every 2 weeks, and then the following week I just spot clean. All right. So I like to call this one Ty, the Tasmanian snake. So this is Ty. I will repair him with Kendricks so we can get some banana clowns. Oh, I'm sweating up in here. I do not have a fan in here. So this is Ty, the Tasmanian snake. He is a clown. So he is a recessive gene, so you need to make, in order to make a clown, you either have to have a het and a visual, or both of them have to be het, or a visual and a visual to get clowns. And correct me if I'm wrong, don't really know a whole lot about genetics, but I believe that's how it works, and that's how I was taught. But this is Ty, the Tasmanian snake, as I like to call it. All right, so this is my next one. I like to keep the door shut. Because I don't allow dogs in this room, just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. I know a lot of people allow their dogs in. I personally don't. So Loki. So I did keep the name from the previous owner. So Loki's up next, and he is my European gene. As it was sold to me as that. So, another form of what Loki is. It's a hurricane. I just call it Trix. He got paired to Sassy. Yeah, this one definitely needed to be cleaned out. So this is Loki, and he's a Trix. And he paired with Sassy. But this is just a regular Trix. And I'm still friends with the breeder as well. She's an awesome breeder. She does a lot of European stuff. And I really want to get one of her monsoons. So this is the Trix. Look at that head stamp. So that's Loki. Oh, let me show her. I don't know if I showed you guys the belly, but he has a unique belly design as well. And he's going to be up next on the shorts. So give me a little bit. And that video will go up soon. Wet tub, so I have 2 grays and 1 clear. Okay, I can do those. Next is going to be Cooper. Oh, that's just him rubbing on the side. So we got Cooper coming up. He is one of my biggest males. Excuse you. He tried to go through where the bowl was touching the side. The little dust is getting to me a little bit. But how's everyone doing? I hear a lot of people are going back to school. I just can't believe we're into school season now. Wow. All right, this is Cooper. This is one of my biggest males. He only gets fed once, maybe either once a month or twice a month. I have to look at the feeding schedule. But he's one of my big males. Look how big he is. So what I mean by big, more girthy. So, a little quick, let me finish up with Cooper and then I'll answer your question. But this is Cooper. He is a cinnamon inchy spot nose. So he has a spot on his nose. That's where he gets the name. Right there. Really solid male right here. He is chunky. So how I got started. Alright. So I was 12 years old. And I wanted a snake so bad. I wasn't really much of a dog person. So I always asked my parents, can I have a snake? Because I've always been fascinated by snakes all my life, reptiles. And they kept on saying no since I was 12. And that was back in 2009. Wow, I'm going to really show my age on that. And And I said no until 2020. And that's when I decided, and that at that point I've done so much research about ball pythons, from Brian Barsnick to Snake Discovery to a lot of other different breeders out there. And I went to a couple reptile shows, fell in love with all the different colors and all that different morphs. And then finally, I got my dad on board. All right. I got my dad on board. He was like, okay. I took him to one reptile show. He goes, I can get on board with this. He fell in love with the colors and all that. And he goes, let's try to get your mom on board. So when we went to a reptile show, I told my mom, hey, we're going to do a family hunt. I personally bought all the tickets from them. And the reason why I have this tub out is this was the first that started everything. I like to call this one my daughter. This is Kimberly. All right. She is a Candino. She was the first. All right. So when my dad and I went, that's when I first saw her. Then I took my mom. That same breeder was there as well. And he helped me get started. But this is Kimberly. I've had her for 5 years now. I've had her since she was a baby. But this is a Candino. She does not do well on camera that well. But in person, the yellow just pops on the purple like it does right there. But this is my daughter. I have yet to breed her. I don't know if I will breed her, but a Candino is 2 heads. It's an albino and candy. But she is my first. She was my first ever ball python, and I fell in love. And by the end of that year, Starlight, Firefly, and Sassy and Kai were all my starters. But I fell in love with Kimberly. So I'm still new to it as well. All right, I'm not gonna lie. So I didn't start breeding. So Sunset and Sunrise, and I'll show you who Alba, Claudia, Ziva, and Simba are. But that was my first breeder project. Now, I always talked about my first time breeding. All right. I didn't know where to start. I asked a lot of questions. It's one thing to get the knowledge, but one to get hands-on. That was Latte and Patricia. Let me get Patricia out for you. So Patricia is my 4-foot ball python. So when she was sold to me, it was just a pastel. But when I breed her and Latte together, this is the one that took but never laid. Latte and Patricia was my first breeding project. All right. I had problems with these babies right here. They're still alive. They're still kicking. But I did have problems. All right. I don't know if she was held back on fertility, because ball pythons, females can hold on their fertility. So they can hold back on laying eggs and pairing. So Sunrise, she's deformed. All right, she is sadly deformed. So I always have to keep an extra eye on her. She didn't take that well when she was a baby. But every time when she eats, it takes her a long time to rehook her jaw. So she has a deform in her jaw. She's acting crazy right now. But she does have a form. And they're all 5 years old. For where they're at right now, they should not be at their weight. They should be higher. So sunrise, perfect weight. Sunset, she was a problematic. But for some reason, for some weird reason, after I moved, Sunrise has started eating well. Simba has started eating well. Abba eats. Ziva eats. Ziva and Claudia, all right, they do not have tongue. I'm going to say they do not have tongues, all right? I have never seen a tongue in the 5 years, but that was my attempt at breeding, and I'm one of those people, if they're not going to eat well, I'm not going to find them new homes, all right? I'm going to keep them, all right? Look. Where are you at? This is how big Claudia is. It is sad, all right? All right. This is a 5-year-old snake. This is a 5-year-old snake right here, and it should not weigh. It should not look like this. It should be bigger and all that. So she is having problems eating. And I've treated her for a respiratory infection. There's nothing else going on. So a snake should not weigh like this. So she is one of my education snakes. And she's easy to handle and all that. But a 5-year-old snake should not be looking like this. I have babies. And this is a het for albino. So that was part of the sunrise and sunset clutch. She has a grip on me. This snake is not even 4 years old. This snake's not even 4 years old. Not even 3. This one weighs more than her. So this is a black dragonfly. So black pastel, pinstripe, fire. So I had to go back. I had to reevaluate my breeding aspect. Ripped chips bother me a little bit. Or the coconut. But this snake weighs more than her. This is what almost a 3-year-old should weigh. And she's already on small rats. All right, she's a chunky monkey. Eats just like her mom. But this is how a snake should look at 3 years, depending on how often you feed her. Okay, let me answer some of these questions real quick. How long do they live? So ball pythons, they will outlive you. They're like birds. Oh my God. Excuse me. Ball pythons are like birds. They will outlive you, all right? In captivity, they can range up to 30 years plus. All right? So, you want to do, so this is the belly right here. When you feed a snake, you don't want to see a big bulge, but a bulge enough. All right. This one's on small rats. I don't have any rodents here to compare. But a good small rat weighs about that big. Or that's pretty big right there. All right. And she's on frozen. I try to convert all my animals to frozen, but some of them are on live because they're very picky eaters. But you want to do at least the body weight. A little less of the body weight. Yes. So if I have any, say these babies over here, these K babies, they are better feeders than Claudia and Ziva. When they were babies like that, I had to assist feed them. So it breaks my heart when they don't eat, and Claudia and Ziva have now gone on a hunger strike, and it's frustrating. But those babies eat better than Ziva and Claudia. All right. What else do we have? At least, yes. Yeah, I'm giving them a best chance. So, when I'm at Reptile Expo, this is just me personally. I don't treat them like cards. All right? I don't trade. I do not trade my animals at shows. Even when I sell them, I don't trade. I'll do product like Reptichip for another brand or a hide for another hide, but I won't do a snake for a snake. All right? They're not Pokemon cards. They're animals. All right? Once you buy from me, if you want to trade it, by all means, but if a breeder comes up to me and say, hey, you want to trade for that? I will not trade. They're not Pokemon cards. They're not cards, they're animals. And like every animal I breed, I think about the quality of life. All right? And I do sell snakes. I got upcoming snakes, these K-Series, and a box full of bells. They won't be ready until the K-Series, won't be ready until at the end of next month. I want them to have at least 3 more good feedings. Right now I'm switching them over to rats, and then I'm going to try to go for frozen for them. Number 3, I don't know what number 3 is. Yeah. So when they're babies like that, I will do live right off the bat. I'll do mice, just to trigger that feeding response. And after 6 good meals, I will try a frozen rat fuzzy just to help try to trigger. So far, they're eating great. Like, ever since I reevaluate how I breed, haven't had a problem with them. So the biggest thing when it comes to breeding, be patient. Don't rush into it. All right? Do a lot of research. So, as you see, my first clutch, I pretty much have kept. All right? There was one I sold, but that was a really good eater and all that. I have kept 90% of my first clutch I've ever bred. All right? And then when I have upcoming females, you got to be patient with the upcoming females. New females that are new to breeding and new males that are kind of new to breeding. They may not take. So I had to restart on breeding like twice until I got the hang of it. So Starlight was the first another one. Then I had Kendricks, which is a banana clown. Starlight had her first clutch. It was Ellie. I lost the pie clutch to Ellie. So Kendricks and Ellie, I lost their clutches. Ellie was not a first-time breeder, but the male was. Let me show you what Kendricks looks like. So Kendricks and Ty. Ty was a first-time male. This was a first-time female. The eggs look great, but after a while, I lost the eggs. So, I think it was both sides. I'm not going to lie. First side, it could have been first-time male, first-time female. Don't really take that well. And then I had problems with my incubator with humidity, so I started asking a lot more questions at shows. And what I have in my incubator is a tub with water to help with the humidity, and I haven't had problems with 2 clutches so far. So don't be ashamed. It's just trial and error, and just be patient. All right, just be patient. All right, you're gonna have some misses, and you're gonna have success. Always count the blessings. What else do we got here? Okay. So not including over here in the hatchling rack and over there in the incubator, I have 34 ball pythons plus 14, but they're going to go to their forever homes shortly. All right. And I don't interbreed. All right. I do not interbreed. I don't risk two-headed or deform. That's just my personal thing I don't like doing. So these guys are almost ready to go to the forever homes. Okay. Kiwi. I think that says kiwi. All right. Be patient with your parents. All right. I don't know how old you are or all that, but when I was 12, I already mentioned this at the beginning, but I'm more than welcome to tell you again, or tell the live stream again. Back in 2009, I was 12. I wanted a pet snake. I wanted a pet snake so bad. Sorry about the dog. We're trying to control her barking. Wanted a pet snake so bad. They said no. They said no for the longest time. Oh, rep chip is really bothering me now. Or coconut husk. I don't want to blame it on rep chip, but it's the coconut husk. They said no. But at that point, do your research. Do your research, all right? Up until 2020, I started going to shows, reptile shows. Then I brought my dad to a reptile show. Brought my dad to a reptile show. He fell in love. And then I told my parents, or told my mom, that we're going to a family outing. All right? We were going to a family outing, and then I told her. She was open-minded. And then that's where I found my daughter. I call her my daughter. She was my very first ball python. And this is a Candino. I saw her at the show with my dad, and then I brought my mom to the next show. She fell in love. She asked her a lot of questions. She got to hold the snake. And then she goes, if you really want one, you can have one. And I walked away with one. So keep doing your research. Keep doing your research. All right. Go to reptile shows if your parents will allow you to. And don't be afraid to ask questions. All right. I was in your spot as well. All right. And I also create quarantine bins or starter kits, which comes with the locking bin, a hide, and a thermostat. Most of the money goes towards the thermostat. Measures temperature and humidity. I absolutely love. I am not sponsored by any means. I love gobies. All right. They work with your phone. All right. It's in reverse on your guys' screen, but I love these gobies. I have them in every single one of my bins. But I'm not sponsored, but I also sell my reptile shows. But ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions, excuse me, at shows. Right. You even ask Robinson, Exotic Reptiles. Ask questions to them. I'm not going to assume his gender. I'm going to ask questions to him. Ask questions to me. We love the ball python community. We love the snake community. We love the reptile industry. And I'm actually going back to school in the fall to get my master's in herpetologist. All right, so it's going to be at the Amphibian Foundation. I want to learn all different types. And then Reptile Place, ask them questions. But back to the herpetologist one, I'm actually going to Amphibian Foundation. Each month is going to be a different reptile. It's not a traditional school. They try to narrow it down in a semester. But I'm also going back to school. And then I'm going to learn more about husbandry. You never stop learning, especially what you love doing. I love doing this. I get up every single morning. I tend to my animals, and I tuck them into bed. And then I don't have any right now. I'm kind of waiting until I move out of my own, when I get out of my own place. But I want to get into venomous reptiles. But I want to be trained. All right, I want to be trained before I get my first venomous reptile. on my bucket list. I want to get a mangrove snake, but I want it to be. I don't want it in one of these. All right, I have nothing wrong with rack systems. I love rack systems. All right, I want to get a nice arboreal type enclosure because they are tree animals. Thanks for the sub. I'm going to subscribe because I have the same last name of the beginning of the name of your channel. How good do pie het clowns ball? So, I don't mess with a whole lot of recessive genes. All right, I do have some recessive genes. But that would be a good question for Robinson Exotic Reptiles. He does more of recessive genes, so he can give you a best price. So I don't pop. I'm not very good at it as well. I probe, but I recently went on Amazon. I won't probe these guys just yet. So I bought one. Where is it actually? Interesting. I don't know where my kit was, but I bought a new kit for smaller stuff. So I needed something smaller for my babies. This Reptizoo, I'm not sponsored. I just went on Amazon. I wanted something small to probe my animals. I don't know where it's at. It's somewhere in the rack system. And it didn't come with instructions, so I had to learn. And I got hands-on at a reptile shop back in Houston. I went to Houston for a wedding. But Reptizoo also sent this diaphragm. So, if you guys want to pause it or anything, get a good look at it. But this is really cool. So if it doesn't go more than 3 scales, it's a female. But if the probe keeps going in, it's a male. All right. So with ball pythons, you can't really determine. If I pull, now if it's like a 4-footer one, most likely it's a female. But if it's on a smaller side, it's gonna be a male. But when they're like tiny, it's hard to determine. So I probe, and I really needed something tiny, and this little probe set will work perfect. And it's a rounded tip, so it won't hurt the animal. But I have this probing thing. Okay. Okay, so don't like jam it in there. Gently guide it in. And I'm not the best at probing either, all right? I'm still learning. You want to go nice and slow and gentle. If it stops, don't keep forcing it, all right? Kai. I practiced on Kai, and I accidentally, it didn't hurt him. He doesn't have any problems reproducing and all that. No problems. When I did probe him, a little bit of blood was on it, but not too much. All right. I wasn't concerned. All right. So you want to be nice and gentle. Some people use petroleum jelly to help guide it in. Is it really safe? It's up there with popping, all right? You don't want to hurt the animal at the end of the day. At the very beginning, back to if people are getting into breeding, if I do have some advice, don't stress about the sex of the animal. All right, that's because you're gonna freak yourself out, popping and all that. Just take your time with it. But at the very beginning, don't worry about the sex. Just give the name and the animal, or take it to the vet, or take it to an experienced breeder, and they can pop it for you or probe it, and make friends at reptile shows. Like, so Reptile Sam, shout out to Reptile Sam. I met him at the Rock Hill Show Me Reptile. He was my neighbor. And I told him, hey, I don't really know if this is a male or female. He asked, do you want me to probe him for you? And I go, yeah, sure, not a problem. So Reptile Sam came around. He popped the black dragonfly down there, and it was a female. So don't be afraid to ask people at reptile shows. All right. As you see, I just missed my mouse with the seltzer. But make friends at reptile shows. All right. Really? I'm going to be mad. One of the animals just used the bathroom. And I'm hoping it's not one of the ones I cleaned. I'm going to be mad. Who did it? 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 I'm watching you guys. Alright, what else? Snake decover. I have never met them personally. I'm going to be real with you. Alright. But they're great people as well. Alright. Last time I encountered them, it wasn't in person, but I did see them. It was at the Narbuck in Dallas. I'm not from South Carolina. I'm from Texas. I came from Texas, went to Narbuck. I'm not going to fault Snake Discovery for this. But on the way that they had everything, there was just a crazy line. And it was hard to get to breeders. It was hard to talk to breeders. It was just a lot going up and down. So this is just personally me. If I did have a famous person coming into my reptile show, I want to make it smart. So, yes, they're going to be part of the show. But say, over on this side, I would have all the vendors and reptiles. And then across the hallway, if there's like an extra room or something that's nice and all that, I will put them over there. So they're still part of the show, but they're over there because they're going to have a long line. They're going to have a long line. I don't have any Canova snakes. Whew. I don't have any Canovas. All right. I'm going to put that out there. I love Canova. All right. I have not met him. Actually, I did meet him. Really cool person. He was at Narbuck back in Texas. I call it Narbuck. That's just how I grew up, as North American Reptile Breeder Conference. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I call it Narbuck. And got to meet him. Really cool, solid guy. I'm just not ready to spend that much money on a snake again. All right. I did bought a snake that was in the same price range, but they have dropped on that price so much, and I don't think I'll do that again. But I wouldn't change it for the world. Kendricks, I love Kendricks. Let me go fill this water bowl up and I'll be back. That went to Cooper. Oh, sorry. All right. Yes, so when I went to Texas, I always went to Narberth and Small, the Repticon shows. But I moved all the way to South Carolina to be with my family. And I traveled to Tennessee. I will be traveling to Tennessee after this month. I did a Florida show, but I do a lot of South and North Carolina shows. Ooh, a hypo pie and a clown pie. Okay, so that doesn't sound like a whole lot of craziness, but hypos are cool. And an OD clown. Okay, I can see the OD clown coming from him. Oh. Alright, I need to get back to it. I just took a little break. Who's next? So I got okay. We're gonna do Eamon. Eamon's next. So Eamon is a yellow belly pie. It's a yellow belly pie. Stay right there. But thanks so much for all the 14 likes. I really appreciate it. Let me show you what Eamon is. So Eamon is a yellow belly low pied. Yes, rice. I know rice reptiles. I think they're part of a Canova, so which is really cool. This is a yellow belly pied, and it's a low pie. And what I mean by low pie is the patterns. So all this, well, it's not really a pattern, but this is a pattern. This is not. But this is what I mean by a low pie. You don't see a whole lot of white versus Caroline, which is she's a high white pie. But this is Eamon. Really cool. Now let me run upstairs and tell you what Chloe is. I have not, she will get posted. So I'll let you guys hang out. You're not a big fan of low whites, yeah. Let me come back and I'll tell you what Chloe is. Chloe something. Oh, you made your... Thank you, I love the clear tubs as well, but some of them I have to have the dark tubs for them to eat. I actually got my incubator from Sea Serpents. I'm not really good at making homemade stuff. Nice. Alright, so Chloe is a black pewter Mojave yellow belly. So that's Abby in the background. I think my mom just got home, I don't know. So this is a black pewter yellow belly Mojave. And this is Coco Chanel. I just call her Coco. So black pewter Mojave yellow belly. Is your face dirty? So with Chloe, for some weird reason, sometimes in the light she has an iridescent. I think that's what they call it. I'm not 100%. I'm not good on big words. But she has like almost a shimmer when she's in LED lights, which is really cool. But yeah, this is Chloe. She goes in the dark tub. I like to try to do what feels more comfortable to her. Oh, you build your own snake rack? I don't have the patience to build stuff that much when it comes to like big stuff like that. Big rack system right here. ARS, love ARS. Freedom breeder. I'm gonna finish up this rack system and then I'm just gonna get more of the ARS type deals. I love the Freedom breeders, don't get me wrong, they're good. I like the foldable tables. But I'm probably going to stick with ARS. But in the future, I may have another Freedom breeder. Alright. So I don't have enough tubs to do everyone. So that's why I like to do one side of the rack system and then tomorrow do the other side. Because I don't have a whole lot of tubs. But any one of them that have the small dish, I will just go ahead and swap them out. But I'm going to tell you an interesting fact about this guy. Right? Melanie or Merlin, still trying to figure out. But let me see if I can find it. Alright, so when this guy was a baby, this is a Mystic Potion Het Albino. I have to go upstairs and check, but well, I'll talk more about this animal tomorrow. But one interesting fact about this animal used to say COVID on it. So this was my COVID animal. So like these patterns used to spell out the word COVID. It doesn't anymore. But this was my COVID ball python, as I like to call it. So I'll tell you the morph about that tomorrow. Because I don't have any more clear or gray bins. The rest of the bins I have are like these. I like them for smaller stuff or a transition from these guys to over here. But other than that, I don't really use a whole lot of them unless I absolutely need to. So this next one coming up, this one is I'm trying to find a forever home. What do we got right there? I mean, I just used some wood to make a rack system, simple wood. It's pretty big, but I like to use the storage bins for right now, but so right here, this is a sea serpent rack system. No, that's not sea serpent. That's a sea serpent incubator. This is recoil reptiles. It's either recoil or sea serpents. One of those two for this PVC. These two are PVCs right here. These are metal, stainless steel. But I do have some enclosures. I don't have them set up because, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, they are not designed for ball pythons. All right. They are for bigger animals. Because with the PVC enclosures I have, there's like a little gap in between the glass and the inside, the rail system. There's like a little wooden piece right there to block substrate to go in there. They like to dig their heads in there. And that's why I'm not really using them. I think they're designed for much bigger animals. So I don't really use them for my ball pythons anymore. So they're in storage on the other side of the house. So like when I get a bearded dragon, or a boa. Boa's on my list. I really want a boa. Because I grew up with watching those big snake movies that no one really watches anymore. Python and boa. Boa versus python. King Cobra. I like to rewatch those. And I like to say, yeah, that doesn't happen. No, that's not scientifically impossible. Because in the King Cobra movie, they made a snake in the lab that's a king cobra and a rattlesnake. And I am like, those two would never pair. So I like to rewatch those big snake movies. I was a big Trimmers fan. But Trimmers are not based off the snakes, they're based off the centipede or whatever. So this one's looking for a new home to go to. So I'll show you the pairings. So this is just a regular cinnamon. Maybe possible head for pie. So this is just a regular cinnamon. She is on small rats, looking for a forever home. So once they get this big, or the size of the black dragonfly, which I'll pull out again, once they get about this big, I do not take them to shows anymore because they don't fit in my display and I don't really like doing the deli cups. But this is just a regular cinnamon, possible het for pie. I cannot make any promises, so I just sell them as a cinnamon. And then I go, if you do breed her in the future and you get pie, she may be possible het for pie. So this is the father. I do a lot of pairings with this guy. I call him my stud muffin. Really produce some really cool stuff. Banana cinnamon inchy right here. All right. But no pie in this one. All right. No pie. Hey, can I have my fingers back? Hey. You'll get clean tomorrow. Hey, can I get them back? Thank you. And then this is Razzle. She's in this rack system, unfortunately, because I don't have any space in here. Space on the Freedom Breeder one, and she didn't really thrive well in a big tub. So this is Raz, is a banana head pie. I got the certificate. She came with a certification from a breeder saying it's a banana head pie. As you see, she has never striped like that before. So that's interesting, okay. I guess I woke her up from the nap. So, I'm sorry, baby. I'll put you back. She has never striped like that before, so I'm sorry that she striked at you guys. She's probably hungry, yeah. But I tried to put her in a bigger bin over here, and she didn't really thrive. She stopped eating, so I put her back over here, and that's after she lay. She's the one that produced that cinnamon possible head pie. But all of her babies are gone. So, there's that. Oh, and they also produce this one. So I did hold back on one of their babies, and I'll show you which one. What else do we got here? Yeah, she's hungry. Breeding season's coming. She's, yeah. So what I like to do is, when it comes to breeding season, she got bred not this last breeding season, but the one before it, so she may be breeding this year. So when I put a female up for breeding, she breeds that whole entire year. Next breeding season, she's not going to breed. She's off. All right. Does that hurt my production? Absolutely. But I care about the quality of the female and male at the end of the day. All right. So when it comes to that, I like to take a breeding season off for that female. So she's probably going to breed this upcoming one. What do you think is better, a fake background or an actual background? Well, it all depends what your goal is for that. So this is a real background. All right, this moves. It all depends what you're trying to accomplish at the end of the day. I like authentic. Now, if I was just in my office and all that, I'll probably have, instead of having a white wall, I may do something different. I'll probably put up something. But it all depends what you're trying to achieve at the end of the day. But when I'm doing some kind of production work for my business, I like to have real background. But this next one's coming up is pretty cool. So this is Patches. So Patches is a banana cinnamon. I thought he was going to poop for a second, and I'd rather him poop. So this is Patches, my first ever paradox, and I have decided to keep him. So this is a banana cinnamon. Cinnamon right there. Cinnamon. But he is a beauty. Hi. I love this guy. Yeah, if my female doesn't get back to weight. Yeah. That's what I had to do with Raz. After she lay, she wouldn't eat for me, so I had to put her in one of the smaller bins. That's why I had to move her back over here, because she refused to eat. This one I am going to add humidity, because it is a bin that doesn't produce a whole lot of humidity. I love this guy. I love this guy. Once I find a display enclosure, he's going to be one of my display animals. Did I put the water dish back in there? Oh, sure. Don't worry, we'll get to see the black dragonfly again. And then what I like to do is wear my clips. These clips tell me where I need to get started back again. Because I just swap out the bins, and then tomorrow I'll swap out these bins. I like to give my bins time to dry. But this is what I do every 2 weeks. My biggest female... It's been a while since I weighed my animals. A lot of things have been happening. It's going to be Patricia. I remember when I weighed her, she was almost close to 3,000 grams. So Patricia's one of my bigger females. Hey, that's still good weight on her. Going from 31 to 2,200 grams, that's good weight. See, I want them, when they lay, I want them to lose weight, but I don't want them to lose so much weight. Like if she was 3,000 grams and she went all the way down to 1,800 grams, then I would be concerned. Unless they're big eggs. I don't know why I did it like that. Ball pythons don't lay that big of an egg. But if they were big eggs, I would be proud of her. But she hasn't been taken. So the breeder I got her from says she's 5 years old. So she's probably pushing about 6 or 7. So this is the black dragonfly again, black pastel pinstripe fire. Here's the baby. And here's the mom. Alright. The baby's going to be exactly like her as she gets older. But this is the mom named Sassy, and this is the baby. First time mom, she produces this. Really awesome. And I'll pull her out so you guys can get a better look. But black dragonfly, really love this girl. Love the eyelashes on her. She needs a forever home as well. I have a buyer that's interested, but there's the eyelash. Dog's making noise. And we got one more, and that would be all the tub cleaning for today. So, like on Mondays, just to get more of the tubs clean, I will do the ones that have the circle one before I do the big ones. So tomorrow, I just need to swap out these and then do the big tubs. Watch this all fall over here and like dirty reptile chip goes everywhere. That'd be kind of funny, right? I don't think it would be funny, but I think it'd be kind of funny. And I go through at least one block. So this block was already partially used. So I will have to open up another block. But usually I can get one block, almost one block in. It's just this block was just used a little bit. Usually I can get one whole block on all this stuff, but I will have to open up another block. So this is a banana bamboo. No. This is a banana Mojave. Let me go double check on that. Y'all keep an eye on her, alright? She's gonna be right here. Keep an eye on her for me. So this is a banana Mojave. So bamboo Mojave. And this is nanners. So all animals I do keep have names. The ones I don't do not have names. But this is a bamboo Mojave. And that is all the tubs I clean on Monday. Look how big this pile has gone. Look at this pile I have to clean over here. 2 big stacks, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, wait. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tubs and small tubs. All the tubs I gotta clean over there. Alright. So tomorrow, 1, 2, did I say 14? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. But I don't count the ones that have the deli dish, so that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. And then Wednesday, I will finish up with these tubs. Like again, I don't have enough tubs to swap out everything. So what I would like to do in the future is get more both the clear and gray. So like on Monday, I can swap all these out, clean them out. And then Tuesday and Wednesday do the bigger tubs, which are over here. Because I only got, these are the clean ones over here. I only got 4 of them. So that's, and then whatever tub is left over, I will do that tub. Oh, a bamboo banana. I do like bananas and I do like bamboo. All right, I do one of my top favorite morphs. Do I have any more cells here? I do not. Right now, there's stuff happening in the kitchen right now. So we will be moving into the kitchen on cleaning tubs, finish cleaning tubs, and I'll show you how I clean my tubs. All it is I dump the Repta chip into the bucket, and I use Dawn dish soap and basically Dawn dish soap and water. Spray it down, wipe it down, and I have this little red thing where I can scrape the urates out. The urates almost act like cement, so you really have to grind in there. But what are y'all doing today? We've been going, wow, 115 minutes. What is that? So 16 minutes an hour. So we've been almost going for almost 2 hours now. Wow. Almost 2 hours. Wow. Let me pull a tub out. See, right now, this one has no humidity in it. Sorry, it goes up to 73, 74. Now it's going back down because I took it out. So you really gotta watch it. If you add humidity to it, it's gonna skyrocket. I like to keep my humidity between 65 and 70 to 80. 80 kind of being on the high end if they shed. I don't really like to see it go over 85 or even 82. But once one of these thermostats hit 90, I will just go ahead and swap the bin out because it's really hard to get that humidity back down. I'll just do a full bin swap at that point. Oh. Oops. Ran over the water bucket. But it is kind of bland in here. I'm trying to come up with ideas. For the incubator, if you guys didn't get a chance to see the Jurassic Park Rebirth, I didn't really care much about it. But I want the egg incubator, and I was going to stick it right on top of that because I did like the incubator. So one of these days I will buy that and put it on top of it. I was a big Jurassic Park fan, and that's what kind of inspired me to start going into reptiles, was the Jurassic Park. But there, I saw like a little teaser trailer, not really teaser, called Hammond, and it looked like, I think this was just someone that randomly made it, but I think it'd be a really cool movie concept on how Hammond got into building Jurassic Park. I think I'm more behind the scientific stuff on it, so I think that would be a really cool concept on how Hammond developed Jurassic Park and all that, where he got from. I think that would be a really cool concept. I didn't like the newer Jurassic Park World or Jurassic World movies, the last two movies where they combined Jurassic World and Jurassic Park and Jurassic World. I feel like they were really holding back. Yeah, I didn't really like the last two movies. It was interesting, but didn't really like them. I want to be real with you. But on that note, I'm gonna go see if the kitchen's ready, and then we're gonna move into the kitchen. All right, and then that'll be it for that'll be it for all the animals. You'll see. I will live stream tomorrow as well during the whole cleaning process as well, so you guys get to see all the other animals that I didn't show off today. So yeah, let me go check on the kitchen, see if the kitchen's ready for me to start cleaning tubs in there. Let me put you guys right here. Let me find an entertaining snake. See what's going on down here. There you guys go. This is Simba, and then this is Patches. We're going outside, y'all. What's the battery percent? Hello. How you guys doing today? Oh. All right, and I'm back. We will only have time to do a few tubs, but we're still gonna do it. The room's a mess. Everything was gonna get swept, and I'll show you what it looks like after all it's clean. But we'll only have a little bit of time. So it is a beautiful day outside, so I will be cleaning outside. I know you guys getting a full face of me because I don't want to show you guys where I live. So I don't know how I'm going to do this just yet. But we're outside now. I'm going to try not to get the camera wet. Alright. So, I already picked where my dumping ground is. So this is what the tub looks like without the reptiship in it. This is a dirty tub. So, I'll show you what I like to do. Get it all. Oh, let me move that right there. Right there. I won't be able to read the chat as easy because of the glare of the sun. Because over there is the street, and I don't want you guys looking at the street. So I spray it with soapy water. I love Dawn dish soap. I'm not sponsored or anything. But this is just how I clean the tubs. I don't use anything fancy. I used to, but I'm like, it's way too expensive. So I use Dawn dish soap, and it's all about elbow grease. We're just gonna get right into it. Luckily, there's not a whole lot of grind, but you guys want to get right into it. What time is it? 2:15? Okay. And I got my trash can right here. Let's just stand back on so I don't get it wet. Got the hose. I like to do a little bit of pressure. And don't forget underneath. Well, I just like to do a general. Like, it doesn't have to go too fancy. This one, I just use my hands. Just a general wipe. now you have a clean tub. It's a clean tub. Everything's all clean about it. Now, time to put it back inside. We'll go this way. What's the battery percent? We're at 7, okay. This one has a stuck urate. So, I got my magical tool. Pick these up like at Walmart for $1. I don't use anything fancy. I prefer using hot water. That's why I prefer using it in the kitchen. I feel like hot water does it better. Just in my professional opinion, I love using hot water. By the way, that's not my vehicle. That's my father's vehicle. My vehicle is over there. Toss that away. Now we're going to do the back side of it. When you're dealing with animals, you're going to have to get down and dirty. And I like to do a general inspection because sometimes, all right, that's just part of how they ship it. And you can't be afraid to get wet. All right, well, just have enough time to do a small tub. So we got a small tub right here. We're gonna clean this out. So this will be the last tub because I won't have enough battery percent to keep the live stream going. I'm just gonna go do it like that. Wipe it all down. All right, so we're gonna call it right here. All right, I don't have enough battery percent to keep this live stream going, but thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow we're gonna do the exact same thing, but on my other side of my rack system, and you get to see some other cool stuff as well. So I wanna say thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a fantastic day. If I can, there we go.